My local Cineworld put on an early screening for exclusive cardhold members ahead of general release on June 14th for the movie Unsung Hero, which is a faith-based movie, and going into this I didn't know anything about it whatsoever, and after I left the movie I was in tears, and I personally think that this could be the sleeper hit of 2024. Stick around and find out why. Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to the channel and thank you so much for taking your own time out to check out this review. My name's Mike, and as always, you guys have the power to send this video up high into the YouTube algorithm, and the way you can do that is a few things completely for free. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment and watch the entire video. It'd be really appreciated. But anyway, Unsung Hero is a Christian faith-based movie, and this is a one that is based on a true story of Rebecca St. James and for King and Country. Now, if you're wondering, okay, well, Mike, what is Unsung Hero all around? Well, it follows a story of the Smallbone family, specifically David, Helen, and their 6 kids. Now, the main actor is Joel Smallbone, playing real life, his son playing his dad in the movie, and we've also got Daisy Betts who plays Helen, and Kimberly Berger is the main one who is Rebecca Smallbone. Now, David and Helen have this life with their kids in Australia. David has his music company, however, right at the beginning of the movie, in literally the first 5 minutes or so, the music company that David has collapses. He loses so much money, he has to sell his home, and he has to uproot his life to America, where he's got a deal in place where he is going to be able to kind of financially support him and his family. However, they all move to America, and once they are there, this deal that he has soon falls through pretty quickly, and him and his family are left without any money, and they're going to have to struggle to try make it in America. And that's all I'm going to say for the plot, because if you've not seen the trailer or anything like that, I don't want to give anything away here, and I want you to go in as surprised with this movie as much as you can, especially like I did. But the plot I just explained is literally within the first 10-15 minutes, absolutely maximum, and is near 2-hour runtime. Now, I honestly think that this is a beautiful movie, and this was a one that was completely taken me by surprise. Now, I do like a faith-based movie, although, you know, my religion, whatever, and if I'm part of a religion, that doesn't matter for me personally, because I can respect any religion, I can respect any story and the message that it's telling, and I take a movie for what it is, and the fact that this is based on a true story was just elevated and added to my experience, because I was like, wow, okay, so this actually really happened. This is how this story started from here and maybe ended up here or ended down here, again without any spoilers. I've got to praise firstly Joel Smallbone and Daisy Betts as Helen and David Smallbone, because they are utterly fantastic. Both of them give really compelling performances, a beautiful performance, touching, really emotional, and also these two actors and actresses really make you care for these people, because this is set in around the 1990s, I think around 1991, and we see that through how the movie is edited at parts where this looks as if it's shot on kind of like a actual camcorder, which I've definitely got many memories of that as a kid born in 1990. Growing up, I'd always see my dad with a camcorder and, you know, like recorders like family memories, or if we went on holiday, on a trip or a day out, whatever the case should be. I always remember those camera quality and camcorder videos, and it was just so awesome to see that here, and it was definitely well represented and well present of the 1990s, including the fact of the currency, the exchange rates, the way of living, and how the time was back in the 90s. It was really kind of brought home throughout Unsung Hero, and it was definitely represented really well. And the soundtrack accompanying this, guys, was utterly great, especially they had a nice touch of throwing in Seal, and I was like, okay, if you can throw Seal into your soundtrack, you are definitely doing something right. What an incredible artist Seal really is. And The soundtrack throughout is great. For most part, you can have like your toe tapping, you're really getting invested into the scene because the music that's accompanying that particular scene really fits well. They chose this out really, really well. And after watching the movie, I listened to the soundtrack on Spotify for King and Country and Rebecca St. James, and for most parts the hits were an absolute banger, and I was just really jamming along. I was like, wow, this is really, really great. But I think one of the highlight songs, apart from Seal and Crazy, of course, is actually one of Rebecca St. James's songs, You Make Everything Beautiful, which was a really, really nice song, and also a one that you think, wow, this up and coming artist, a girl who is 16 in this movie, didn't even know how to songwrite and just wrote kind of what naturally kind of came to her, and it turned into this huge hit. And it is really, really a beautiful song. So I've got heaps of praise for this, because even throughout in the hard times, you feel for the struggle for this family, but not to the point where it's boring, but to the point where you sympathize for their struggles. You really want them to succeed. You really want to root for them, like, oh, come on, please, something come along and help these guys out and help them to survive, especially as they've got 6 kids, and not just the parents, but they've got 6 children, and they've also uprooted their life from Australia all the way over to America. And that, how it plays out, it was really impressive. It was really just such a joy to watch. I wasn't bored for a single minute throughout. I was highly entertained and highly invested in Unsung Hero. Now, I'm going to be completely honest, despite all the praise I've got and how emotional this movie left me, I do have a few negatives that I think that myself and maybe some others might face with this one. It's not really taken away from the movie, but there was a few things I noticed and I was like, So one of them, just to give a little bit of an example, there's a scene where David, Joe Smallbone, gets really angry, and don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic scene and the acting there is just truly incredible. But the problem is, at that scene, he gets so angry, he gets Marsh to like leave the premises, right, because of something that really happens. And then literally the next scene it cuts to, he's just in the bedroom holding Helen's hand, like Daisy Betts' hand, but there's no like forgiveness. There's no like him saying, oh look, I'm really sorry for how I acted or what I said back there. Nothing. It's just like a random scene that's cut to, like just like them holding hands. And I was like, they felt like there should have been like a deleted scene that's maybe there and attached onto that segment of the movie, to, because you know, right, in movies, right, when something bad's happened, they storm out or they go get some fresh air, they usually come back and they'll say sorry, or they'll have like an out with that person or persons, and you know, you kind of clear the air. But there wasn't anything like that here. It just kind of skipped to a scene and I was like, oh, so that was forgiven like pretty quickly, you know. And there was just 1 or 2 scenes like that, especially with one of the friends that the family make pretty early on in the movie in America, where something similar like that happens, and then it's kind of just fixed, and I'm just like, well, I know it's a faith-based movie, and I know it's the whole point of like that religion is, you know, like forgive and forget, you know, and that's fine, and that's a really nice message to have. This movie is filled with nice messages, but it just felt a little bit too tacked on personally for me. I would have just liked a scene or 2 just to elaborate and just explain, or like that character really just, you know, and really just, you know, saying like, look, I'm sorry, I messed up, I was a jerk in that moment, I did something wrong, and you know, I would love to start again, or please can you forgive me, and I'm really sorry how I acted. We don't get that whatsoever. It's just kind of breezed over, and I'm just like, I mean, there's only so much of that you can kind of believe and kind of suspend disbelief. And there's also some parts here where, of course, there's miracles that happen. Now, of course, with a religion, that is going to fit that tone. And I'm not here to take away from that, right? Because that stuff can happen. But I think there was just 1 or 2 things for me personally. I was a bit like, that's a little bit maybe too much of miracle side of things. So my overall score for Unsung Hero is a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Have you seen this movie? Are you going to check it out? Let me know down below in the comment section so we can continue the discussion down there. A big thanks to all my awesome patrons who helped to really support the channel, who are getting access to so much more content not here on YouTube, including early access videos and exclusives. If you want those features and benefits for yourself, click down below in the description box and you can join from there for only £2 per month. In the meantime, click over here to check out more of my videos that you may have missed. And until next time, see you guys. I'll be seeing you later.